It's a tough question. I do like a macadamia. Hello and welcome back to Football Talk, the podcast. This is episode... I shouldn't have said that because I don't know.
76.
70, is it 76? No, it's not.
Yeah.
Is it? 76. Bloody hell. We're going still 76 and not out. Going strong. Yes, hello. Welcome. Hope everybody had a very nice Christmas. Josh has some Football Talk related Christmas news that his wife was so lovely. Josh, tell the story.
Well, we decided not to really do gifts this year, but she obviously couldn't help herself, and so I opened up this one gift, and it was some Football Talk merchandise. It was a little kind of flask for hot or cold drinks. So I put in a milkshake and a coffee in there, and what,
together? That defies that's not the point of it, Josh.
It says hot and cold drink, so see how that works. And it's got the Football Talk logo on it. So I'm the first person in the world to have Football Talk merch, unless, of course, one of our listeners has decided to do the same thing, which would be incredibly fantastically
weird.
Unique. Yeah, all right.
I mean, she's bought merch before it's even reached official shops. It's incredible.
Generating, before it's almost due in shops, and she's got the first one. I'm afraid, listeners, it's not due in shops anytime soon. David, did you get any gifts, or is it your holiday was the gift to each other?
The holiday was the gift to each other, which was very, very nice. I bought Katie a couple of necklaces, and then she bought me luckily I bought her a couple of necklaces because she bought me as a surprise on Boxing Day. We had like a romantic Josh, you have to lower the tone, don't you, every time?
Honestly, I was waiting to say, I was like, oh, necklace.
She bought me a nice romantic dinner in like a gazebo on the beach on Boxing Day.
Oh,
like candle lit and very nice.
Oh,
and then we brought it back down to our own normal level by having curry. So
yeah.
Yeah, this is really romantic.
2 lambooners there, please.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, 2 lambooners and 2 bottles of Bangla. Thank you very much. But yes, no, it was very good. But other than that, no, we didn't do presents to each other because we did go on holiday to Borneo, which was very, very nice indeed. So it was good. Yeah, it was good. And as I said, I hope everybody had a good Christmas. And obviously, this is, Josh, the last Football Talk podcast of the decade.
Yes. Some may say we should have done our decade podcast for this one.
Yeah, so some people will say that, but we're not orthodox here, are we? We're the
Mavericks.
Mavericks.
We don't play by the rules, but by Christ we get results.
Well, especially the Sheffield United podcast. Bloody hell, that's got results. That's our best listened podcast over all formats, which is very, very impressive. But anyway, Josh, we will get back to the talking points which we normally go to. The news. What's caught your eye today? I know there's one point that we both want to talk about, so save that one till second. Go for what's the other bit of news that you've caught?
Well, let's go breaking news, shall we?
All right, let's go.
Let's go West Ham. My goodness.
You know, they say the manager merry-go-round is in swing. I think West Ham have their own merry-go-round that managers can just get off and get on and get off with more money than they can.
It's like a teacup on a merry-go-round. That's what they got.
Yeah, exactly. So, thoughts? What do you think about it?
I mean, it had been coming for a while, hasn't it? I mean, when he rested a number of players in their defeat to Leicester yesterday, and it's their 9th loss in their last 12 games. It's just kind of been and then the thing we've talked about is why it hasn't happened is because, like, who are you going to get in? And it turns out the board also don't know who they're going to get in because they actually seem like they're going for David Moyes, which is
weird.
West Ham have got to be up there. I mean, because being a Premier League club, they've got to be up there in probably the top 30, 20 highest revenue generating, maybe not profit, but revenue generating clubs in the world. And therefore, you think you'd be able to look beyond David Moyes once, twice. I mean, Christ, yeah. But that seems where they're back at. And I think the talk was that it would be another, because he had a really short-term deal last time, didn't he? He had like a 6-month.
Yeah, 6 month, wasn't it?
Yeah. But I imagine he'll be I mean, if they're going for him now, that means that they're desperate. So he's holding a few more of the cards now. So maybe he can negotiate a bit of a longer deal.
Well, I think that's the hold up at the moment, isn't it? Is that they?
Oh, is it? Okay,
I think they've said they want him for 6 months, or like they've approached him for 6 months, and he's like, no. I want my payout. But yeah, so it's very interesting, very strange. I mean, Danny Murphy comes in with another manager recommendation, Big Sam. So my manager of the decade, some would say.
No, not Big Sam. I mean, I would be doing all I could to get Rafa Benitez.
Yeah, I don't know why they're not. And in
it
fact,
must be just
I was going to say before we talk about anything else, let's use that as the segue because he's currently in China.
He's currently in China, yeah.
The bubble's burst, isn't it? The dream's over. They've realised it hasn't worked, so they can't pay foreigners loads of money anymore.
So the news is that the Chinese Super League announced a salary cap of £49,000 for new contracts. So existing contracts will just roll on, but when they come to renew, go down to 49,000, and it affects a few people. So we have the highest earner, Oscar, on £400,000.
Ridiculous. Yeah.
We have Hulk on £320,000. We have Graziano, the 34-year-old Graziano Pella, on £290,000, and Marouane Fellaini on £235,000.
Yeah.
So, I mean, of those, the standout is Oscar because Oscar's still only 28.
Yeah.
The rest of them are all 32 plus. But I mean, could you see a double of David Moyes in, Fellaini in at West Ham?
Oh, that would be very interesting, wouldn't it? I haven't thought about that. Yeah, I can see that, Josh. I can't see. I don't think Fellaini would suit the colour. The claret. I don't think it would work. No.
Was that he's going to hold the shirt up and go, no, not for me.
Not for me. Yeah, not for me. No. But yeah, I can see that happening. But yeah, it was a very interesting development. So the foreigners can still, on their 49,000 a week, you said? 40? Yeah. They're still earning more than Chinese nationals that play, but I think it is very much a admittance by the Chinese FA that it's not worked and there's just too much money now there. So yeah, I just don't know where they're all going to go.
Well, I imagine the 33, 34 and 32-year-old Hulk, Pele and Fellaini would probably want to see out those deals.
Yes.
Oscar does actually have to think about what he's going to do next because his deal will, and when he's not going to be wanting to play in China on 49 grand a week when he can be earning more in Europe. And but you know, the thing with Oscar, do you think that obviously a lot of people are like, oh my goodness, he's going there, but earning 400 grand a week is crazy. Everybody would pretty much do it.
Yeah.
But where's his level? Like, do you think we saw his peak at Chelsea, and do you reckon he wouldn't get back to Chelsea's level? I would imagine he'd take a step down at that point, would you think?
I think if you're talking about the Premier League, I think he would be very well suited to a sort of maybe like an Everton. I think he's better than Bernard, who they currently have. But I think I can see him doing really well in Italy, where it's a little bit slower. He can be a bit more technical on the ball. I think somewhere like that. I think you're right. I think he won't stay for 49 grand a year. He'll definitely go somewhere in Europe where he can earn more. I wouldn't mind seeing him back in the Premier League. I quite liked him when he was at Chelsea. I think I liked him.
Yeah,
I liked him. Yeah, I liked him enough that it was definitely a surprise when he was off to China.
Yeah, this is his only European club so far. Chelsea.
It is, yeah. So I'd like to see him back again. Maybe a club like West Ham could use him. So. Yeah, it'd be interesting.
Yeah, I mean they don't need many more. They need a proper midfielder.
They do.
You can't be still playing Mark Noble. You need someone experienced and
like a Fellaini. There you go, West Ham fans. If you're listening, would you rather have? I think I already know the answer. David Moyes and Fellaini as a partnership that you're signing in January, or Rafa Benitez and Rondon? Good guy, fan of the channel, or we're fans of him. Oh my
goodness, really. Rondon, yeah,
because he's over there and he's loved Benitez, isn't he? And Benitez would like to.
Yeah, they're both the same, aren't they? Yeah.
They're both at Shanding Dalian or something.
Oh, he's gone for it.
I've gone bold. I've gone go big or go home, Josh.
He's tried two things this episode so far: to name the episode number on, and then pick an undefined Chinese club.
Chinese sounding name.
I think you'd admit listeners haven't paid off.
Yeah, I don't know. I think my boldness will be appreciated by the listeners.
Yeah.
And we're not broadcast in China because I don't think you can get Spotify or YouTube. I don't even know. If we have any Chinese listeners, please let us know. And I apologise. Where am I going? Let's bring this back on point.
I've got some more news.
Yes.
Talking of has-beens, Zlatan Ibrahimovic back at AC Milan.
And never go back, Zlatan. Never go back. What's he going to do there? I mean, they're struggling, aren't they? They're really struggling, AC Milan at the moment.
I presume he's going to go back in and play rather than not be part a sub or rotation. I imagine he's going to be there doing it, which just shows how far they've dropped. I mean, you look back at the clubs he's played for in recent years: United, LA Galaxy, and Milan. 3 clubs that have really kind of lost their way, and therefore Zlatan's been there. I mean, I was thinking about these 3 clubs. Is that you add PSG to that mix? Well, that's David Beckham's clubs as well, aren't they?
That's very true. Yeah, it is. Yeah.
So, the question I've got for you, Dave: if you were Zlatan Ibrahimovic, which Spice Girl would you marry?
If I was Zlatan, if I was in Zlatan's mind, I reckon he'd go for a Victoria.
He'd break up the marriage, would he?
I think he'd go for either a Victoria or a Baby Spice, whose name of Emma Bunton. Yeah,
Emma Bunton. Yeah,
I think that would be his 2 choices. I think Jerry's a bit too manic for him, and she is less manic than Scary Spice. So
scary. I mean, obviously, the most attractive one of lot is Jerry. I mean, there's no denying that, is there?
In their heyday, I mean, I don't know what they look like now.
No, currently.
Oh, I do know what Jerry. Yeah, probably now. It's probably Jerry or Emma Bunton. I haven't seen Emma Bunton in a long time.
I've never been an Emma Bunton fan, and the fact that it was all Baby Spice. Every grown man who found her attractive, I was immediately. I'm getting the word nonce.
I'm getting the word. Great. Phoenix Knights quotes there.
Yeah.
I know what you mean. I think nowadays, because Jerry is now married to the chief engineer of Red Bull Racing. What's his name?
Oh, really?
Oh my God, what's his name? He's the head of their Formula One team. It's going to really annoy me that. Yes, he is. Yes, she is even. And she is looking pretty attractive. But I think she's a bit of a crazy.
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, this is not
Christian Horner.
Christian Horner, that's his name. Yeah. I don't know. Zlatan would probably pick Victoria. I'd go with.
Okay.
Would anybody pick Sporty Spice? Is there any footballer that would pick Sporty Spice?
No. Fun fact for you: Zlatan Ibrahimovic is older than Adriano. You remember big, old left-footed thunder bastard Adriano?
Shot power 99 on Pez whatever.
Yeah. Zlatan is older than him.
Oh wow, what's Adriano doing with his life?
I would say he's living it up in Brazil, doing not very much. But it just shows the technical ability isn't all that's required in football. Because obviously Zlatan's got that, but he's got the mental stability as well to get him there. And it's just it's you might think there's so many footballers as kids and as teenagers you think you're going to make it, you think they're better than you, but it's not just about your technical ability, is it?
No, very true, very true. It's all about your life off and on the field.
Yeah,
because I think Adriano had quite a lot of trouble, didn't he?
He did. I think it was a bereavement in the family which really threw him off the rails, which is unfortunate.
Yeah, his dad, if I remember. Yeah, it was. Yeah. So, interesting. No, I didn't know. I just assumed Adriano was really old, like 50.
Yeah. Sorry if anyone's 50 who's listening to this. They think you're really, really old.
Well, it's a lot older than us. I mean...
we went a lot there.
I'm sticking with it. So,
okay.
In the news, one last thing. Did you get caught out by the Spanish April Fool's equivalent of the old Martin Odegaard to Man City rumour?
No, I didn't. Did you, Dave?
No, I didn't actually, because it happened last year, and I remember it. I remember something similar last year, so it was very quickly extinguished.
Does the Spaniards have April Fools around this time of year?
They do on the 28th of December. It's called a Fool's Day, and it's around the religious calendar, and it's the day that you play a prank, like we have April Fools. They do it
No one really does anything, do they?
No. But Real Sociedad put a tweet out saying, we're saddened to announce that Martin Odegaard has gone to join Man City on loan for the rest of the season. And it was so believable how they did it. It was ridiculous. And a lot of people fell for it, including my friend Kelvin. So, hello, Kelv.
Oh, Kel.
Yeah. So, yeah, that was interesting. I'm surprised you didn't even hear about it.
No.
Yeah,
I
too busy drinking your milkshake and tea.
Yeah.
But anyway, I think that's about it. Oh well, no, actually, off-topic news. It's still football-ish related.
Off-topic? Shit, we can't go any more off-topic. We're talking about Spice Girls, Dave.
It's China related and it's Hulk related. Who we were talking about earlier. Have you seen the news about Hulk?
Oh, I've seen this.
He's left his wife, who's been in a relationship with 12 years and had children with, to now be in a relationship with her niece. Is that right? It's very bizarre.
So his children's cousin.
Yes, he's now dating his own children's cousin, which is very strange. So with that bit of news, should we go on to the quiz?
Let's do it. Ooh la 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 la, ooh la 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 la, ooh la 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 la. It's quizzing time, right, Dave?
Which Brazilians are dating their cousin?
Yeah. Okay.
Here we go.
I feel like I should reignite the Phoenix Night quote again. Right. So, of the 64 men to score 50 plus international goals, 20 of them have played in the Premier League. How many can you name?
Oh my god, are you having a laugh? 64 male international footballers
have scored 50 or more goals for their country.
How many? And name the 20 that have played in the Premier League.
Yeah, 20 of those have played in the Premier League. So, obviously...
Cristiano Ronaldo.
Yeah, boom, straight in there. It's not that hard. Yeah. He's top of the list with time of taking is 99 international goals.
Do you know who's not on there? Lionel Messi, because we'll never know if he can do it in the British Premier League. Carlos Tevez.
Carlos Tevez is not on there.
What? He's definitely scored over 50. I'm checking this. I'm checking your facts right now. Carlos Tevez.
So far away.
Is he really?
Just wait for Dave.
Oh my god!
Realization. Oh, how many has he got, Dave?
13.
He's only got 13 more international goals than me, Dave. That's pathetic.
Yeah, he needs to pull his finger out, doesn't he? Jesus. And he's old now, isn't he? Well, he's not old. He's not 50. But
no. 2 years older than us.
Wayne Rooney.
Rodney Rooney. Say his middle name?
I have no idea. Not quite yet, of Derby County.
Indeed.
2 more days. Alan Shearer.
Alan Shearer, no.
What do you mean, no? Did he not score?
No, because he's got like 35 international goals or something.
Oh, for God's sake. I don't know, Harry Kane?
No, Dave, right? Wayne Rooney has got the record for international goals for England at 53. No one else is above 50.
Oh, I thought he'd scored more than that. Okay. Let me think about this.
Right. 50 goals. Let's think of other countries.
Yeah. Which really good players have scored all the goals for their countries, like Cristiano Ronaldo?
That's a good way of thinking about it.
Yeah. Or just played a real big fuck ton of games for their country.
Yeah.
Only
one of these players has played less than 100 international games.
Oh my god, wow. Okay. Fernando Torres.
Fernando Torres is not on the list.
Oh, for God, I was just about to write him down, you prick.
Write him down you want in the wrong answers list.
Yeah. I am really... Ibrahimovic.
Oh, Zlatan Ibrahimovic is on the list.
Is our Swedish hero.
5-4-3
from PSG. Yeah. Costa's fucking zero. Yeah.
I thought we just made one up. I thought we were just freestyling.
No, it's a United chant. Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, there's got to be like a friend. Thierry Henry.
Yeah, that's it. Go by the countries. Whenever I have to think of Europe, I do England, the other countries in the UK and Ireland. I work down to France. I work down to Spain. Go to Germany. That's how I think. That's how my brain works.
Okay, is there a Scottish guy that scored
I'm not sure Scotland have ever got to that, Dave.
No.
Wouldn't waste your mind. Wouldn't waste your mind.
Okay. Robbie Keane.
Robbie Keane, he gets it. With a massive 68 international goals.
Ooh, yeah,
third on the list.
Okay. Robin Van Persie.
Robin Van Persie, last on the list at 50 goals.
I mean, even that doesn't seem like... I mean, I feel like he should have more than that.
Do you want to give him some?
Yeah. Give him another 30. Give him Carlos Tevez' goals, if he's not going to be any good. Yeah. So Van Persie's now scored 63 in how many games?
102. So not bad.
Yeah, not bad.
6 so far. We'll drag this on
6
until you
of
get
20. Can I have some clues? Because I think this is quite hard. Like I gave.
Do you want clue?
Well, I don't know.
Do you want their nationality? You can have a nationality, right?
I want their names.
All right.
Go on then. Nationalities.
I will do their names backwards.
Nationalities.
Nationality. Okay, we'll work bottoms up. We'll work. So the 2 other players on 50. One is Japanese. One is Australian.
Mark Viduka.
Oh, he's gone the wrong Australian.
Oh, Harry Kewell.
Oh, he's gone the other wrong Australian.
For God's sake.
Don't say Lucas Neal.
What other
or Brett Emerton.
What other Australians were there?
Hayden Fox.
How do you know so many Australians in the Premier League? Oh, I hate your quizzes. Why couldn't I have a quiz of the decade? Australian. It's going to be really obvious, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, yeah. Well, I named him last week as one of my favourite goals of the decade, actually.
Are you joking me?
What about the Japanese guy?
Park Ji-sung. No, he's not. He's not Japanese. I corrected that straight away.
Asian representative mixing them all up.
I corrected that straight away and said, "Oh no, he's not. He's not Japanese." Japanese. Are they all strikers? They must be.
No, actually, the Australian isn't a striker. He has played up top, but he's typically an attacking midfielder.
Oh, Tim Cahill.
Yeah, Tim Cahill.
It's because I was thinking of attacking striker players.
All right, I'll give you their I'd say the Japanese is a second striker.
Shinji Okazaki.
Shinji Okazaki, yes. That puts you up to 3, 4, 5, 8. Okay, we'll go to a Turkish striker, big old striker. The most famous Turkish striker of all time, some may say.
It's not the guy I'm thinking of, because that's Sunlai Tunkai, who played for blooming Middlesbrough.
Oh yeah, I don't think this guy would pass the Wikifiles test.
Oh wow.
He had no, he wouldn't. He played 9 league appearances for Blackburn, scoring 2 goals.
Oh my god, did he have long hair?
No, that's Tunkai.
That's Tunkai, yeah.
Or are you thinking of Tunkai, the midfielder?
I'm thinking of Tunkai, the midfielder there, yeah. Oh my god. No, next one. Another quiz.
Okay. Another player.
Another quiz.
Okay.
That's what I asked for. Just give me another quiz.
Yeah. All right. Okay. This is a Ghanaian striker.
Asamoah Gyan.
Asamoah Gyan.
And I'm going to get 10 by saying Didier Drogba.
You are going to get 10 by saying Didier Drogba. We'll leave that there. Well done, Dave.
You say well done. Fuck it. I made hard work of that, innit?
That was as fuck, wasn't it? Yeah. But yeah, we're halfway. We'll see how you do over the course of the podcast and come back to that.
Terribly. I can predict that already.
Oh no.
Oh.
Right, let's move on.
Yes, right, on to the review. Quite a lot of football has happened, Josh. So we're going to stick with just yesterday's fixtures, I think, or this weekend's, anyway. Do we include in that the Friday, or do we go all the way back to
No, so
Thursday?
that was delayed midweek round.
Yeah,
so that
Saturday.
Yeah, Man City playing on a Sunday, yep. So it's just Saturday's football. We'll have a little mention of the midweek results, because obviously that will incorporate the festive period, but we're focusing on the review of yesterday's matches.
Okay, so Brighton lost 2-1 to Spurs midweek, which I'm sure you were very happy about.
Yes, just about. I just done the Boxing Day dip, actually.
Really? I didn't know you were a fan of the Boxing Day dip.
No, that's my first ever Boxing Day dip, and
That's
maybe
why
my
I didn't know
last
you were
ever.
a fan. Yeah.
Maybe my last ever Boxing Day dip, because that is really cold.
Yeah. So, for those that don't know, the Boxing Day dip is because we grew up on the coast. Basically, you run into the sea on Boxing Day.
Yes. And you run back out again.
Not one way. Yeah.
Who's going to get to France first?
Anyway, so yeah, Tottenham beat Brighton in the midweek game, and then Brighton beat Bournemouth 2-0 in the something derby, Josh.
The Glen Murray derby, yes.
Glen Murray derby.
Yeah, and obviously Bournemouth drew to Arsenal midweek, so it was both sides were seeking a positive result, and it was only really one side in it. Brighton were the much better side. Bournemouth were just never really at it, and it is a torrid time for Bournemouth. Obviously, they had the textbook away win at Chelsea because Chelsea can't play shit sides at home. But Brighton were just on it. They had a goal disallowed from Dan Burn because of one of the old armpit offsides. Pit sides.
Yeah,
need to get a name for that, Dave. The old armpit offsides.
I'll think of it once I finish the quiz.
All right, okay. But yeah, a few things I take away from this game is Aaron Moy, lovely player, isn't he? Aaron Moy could easily be a squad player at a much bigger club.
Yeah, but do you think he'd want that?
No, that's the thing. He must want to just play week in, week out. But he could definitely. I mean, he could be. I don't think he'd look out of place coming on for a top 6 side.
I think I'd rather have him coming on than Jesse Lingard.
Yeah, that's exactly what went into my head. I was like, you know what? Because his goal had shades of Bergkamp about him. He took it on his chest, was it? Outside right foot.
Yeah, outside right foot, and then curled it in.
And he's just a very composed, hard-working player. He's a really good player. And Brighton got a steal there because I think he's still on loan for Huddersfield, I think.
Yeah, it's a weird transfer. It's a weird transfer. I think. I mean, I was talking to some other people about Bournemouth, and the word that came to mind was actually it's Kelvin again. Was regressing. That's what he described them as, and I don't think you can look past that because we've openly admitted how we think Eddie Howe isn't all that. And when does it get to that point as a Bournemouth fan that it's not just enough to survive, and it's not just enough to start the season well and then drop off and then have a few good results and then drop off and we're still here, we're still small, plucky Bournemouth, still buying Liverpool rejects and not really going anywhere. So
let's look at the current bottom 5. So because Southampton have pulled themselves away from it, they're 4 points off outside of the relegation zone now. So Bournemouth, 20 games, 20 points. West Ham, 19 games, 19 points. Villa, 20 games, 18 points. Watford, 20 games, 16 points. And Norwich, 20 games, 13 points. I can't see Norwich getting out of it or changing manager, so I don't think that's going to change. Watford are currently back at it, just changed manager and making real progress. Villa, I think, will change manager at some point, and so that will start to move. West Ham obviously have just changed manager. So Bournemouth find themselves top of that list, but I can see them keeping blind faith maybe with Eddie Howe, but this is a future I see for Bournemouth is that Nathan Ake to move on is talk of a clause in his contract, and I can see someone like Chelsea or Man City activating it. He's a homegrown player. He's a decent centre-back, a left-sided centre-back as well, which is a left-sided homegrown centre-back is hard to come by.
Yeah.
Ryan Fraser's out of contract. Harry Wilson's only on loan. Callum Wilson will then look around and go, just me and Dominic Solanke, is it?
Well,
no,
I think they kept Callum Wilson this summer with one of those sort of, give us one more year and then we'll give you if someone comes in with a decent bid, we'll let you go.
Yeah,
I think that's an agreement. So
if they do manage to stay in the Premier League this year, I can see their side being so decimated and or Howe kind of leaving because he doesn't, so they don't get the players in, or they mutually leave it. And I think this season or next, Bournemouth will be relegated.
Okay, that was interesting.
Lots to look forward to, Bournemouth fans.
I can't disagree with it. I think you could be right. I think they could. Watford are having a bit of a new manager bounce, like you said, and if Villa, I'm not sure Villa will change their manager. I'm not sure, but if they change their fortunes or they do change manager and West Ham get a new manager bounce, Bournemouth are right in the thick of it. And
well, yeah, because if West Ham do get a new manager bounce, their next game, West Ham at home to Bournemouth.
Well, there you go. Yeah.
But typically, Bournemouth have played quite well at London Stadium. They've actually got a good record there. But and Brighton play Chelsea next. So yeah, it's these two sides maybe going different directions. So in talking of yesterday's game, as I said, I thought Brighton bossed it. But another couple of players I wanted to mention, Philip Billing. He's got a touch of the Ozils about him, and not in a good way. He's got a touch of that on the pitch body language where he looks completely disinterested. He looks like he's so lackadaisical, just flopping about the pitch, and I don't think he's the kind of player that Bournemouth really needed. And I don't think he's really been up to much.
Don't you think you could sum up a lot of Eddie Howe signings in the Premier League like that? Like Jordan
whether it's
Solanke, he just doesn't seem very good at spending money.
No, and that's maybe that job has been taken away from managers, but he still must have some form of sign off on it, and so it isn't completely defensible in it. On the other hand, I mean, it was nice to say Brighton yesterday, Yakambash getting his first goal. He seemed very emotional. One of my favourite kind of celebrations of the weekend, seeing him how emotional he was scoring his first goal. Also, Yves Bissouma, I think he got man of the match yesterday, and I'm a big fan of Yves Bissouma. He moves with the ball very well. His feet is a good dribbler of the ball, and it's nice to see him getting some game time because he had a bit of a tough time to start his Brighton careers. But Brighton, with Potter in charge, it's been overall more positive than we anticipated, isn't it?
It has been much more positive, but it's very interesting to see that he's actually got less points than Chris Hughton did at this point last season. Yeah, Chris Hughton had 26 after 20, and Graham Potter's got 23 after 20. So
I'm pretty sure that Brighton's form really tailed off.
I'm sure it did. But it's very interesting just to note that. Like, I think it goes for the clubs that are in that sort of position, like at the moment. So your Brighton, Southampton, your Bournemouth, your West Ham to an extent. If it's not, although obviously it is about results and points on the board, Graham Potter's getting a lot of recognition, and rightly so, because of the way he's got them playing. Because Chris Hughton was quite boring, Graham Potter's come in and made it quite interesting in terms of the football. It's very nice. Yeah, it's very good to see. And it's good to see him doing it because he's come up. I think he's come up through the divisions, hasn't he, Graham Potter? So
and he's done he was out in Scandinavia, wasn't he?
Yes, that was it. Yeah. So
but in terms, as balance, obviously. Brighton are 3 points ahead of Bournemouth now, so it could all been different yesterday. But I think it's more of that. But I think a lot of people thought Brighton were done and dusted because of inexperienced manager. A real struggle last year as Bournemouth were on the down with the same manager. With the same manager and pretty much the same. Such a settled side, they really should be better defensive than they are, and better. There should be more cohesion in attack. They look poor both back and going forward, which should not be the case. Where your manager's been there for 5 years, 6 years, something like that. Yeah.
I just don't understand Dominic Solanke. I just don't. I don't understand how he's playing in the Premier League. He's awful.
No, and if he stays at Bournemouth, he won't be.
Well, there you go. All right then. So next up was Newcastle v Everton, and midweek. How did they get on? Obviously, Newcastle lost 4-1 to some mighty team, some mighty resurgent team, and Everton got a win against Burnley, which was
a narrow win. And in the Alessandro Pistone derby, I'd like to mention Dominic Calvert-Lewin because I remember we put a poll out probably must be about 6 months ago, was it? Around the 4 young English strikers who do we rate the highest? We had Tammy Abraham, Shay Adams, Dominic Solanke and Dominic Calvert-Lewin, didn't we? And I think we both stumped for Tammy Abraham as our favourite list, and I'm not sure we gave Calvert-Lewin the time of day, but I've actually been getting more and more impressed by him as week goes by. I didn't really see what he did, but I think this run of games has helped him build his confidence. He's grown physically, and he's now a real force in the air as well. And he obviously got 2 goals here today. I think he got the winner at Burnley. And
it's very interesting. So Ancelotti started the first game against Burnley. He started in 3. I think it was a 3 at the back, like a 3-5-3 3-1, if that's enough numbers. It might not be. It might be one too many, actually. But
it's too many.
Yeah. But anyway, he started Calvert-Lewin up front on his own, and then changed it in the second half and put Moise Kean up there, I think, with him, maybe Richarlison, and Calvert-Lewin basically came alive in a two-man front two. In a front partnership is what I'm trying to say, and they started against Newcastle United with a front two, and Calvert-Lewin looked much better. And what I've seen from it is that he seems to be a sort of more of like a poacher. He's just got a very good instinct about him. Like the goal was his first goal.
I loved his first finish. Loved it.
That was the free kick that hit the wall and then it came back in. And a
little punch shot back across the goalkeeper.
Yeah, it was lovely. He does
look like he's quite good. Was atrocious.
yeah.
Almost like he scuffed it across the line. But he's looking a lot better. And the goals he's getting are real strikers' goals in and around the box. And and it is a tough job being a lone striker, especially if you're like a young and inexperienced striker, haven't maybe played down the leagues and stuff. It's a tough ask. So I can definitely see adding some pace with the Moise Kean or the Richarlison alongside of him, stretch the play a little bit, give the defender something else to go on.
Is it double figures for the season already? That was his 9th and 10th goals, which is very good to see. So
and the other end of the pitch we have Andy Carroll, involved a lot yesterday, but there's a lot of diving around he was doing, a lot of flailing. There's a lot of flailing, does Andy Carroll?
I think he played well. I think Newcastle used him correctly, and I think he actually played well for them. He won a lot of flick-ons and did all right. He's got his uses, isn't he, Andy Carroll? Yeah. He's just generally not putting the ball in the back of the net, and that's what he's paid to do. But
another defender goal for Newcastle, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Thank you for that, Josh. It's just not sustainable. It's not sustainable. As I said in the comment to the poster who questioned my knowledge about things like that, it's just not. It's not that I don't have a problem with defenders scoring goal. I'm a defender myself, and I don't score very often. So when I do, it's fantastic. But it's just not sustainable to rely on your non-attacking players to score you goals. So
yes, you want the defenders to be contributing in addition to your strikers getting lots of goals.
Yeah. What I will say though is no Saint Maximin, no penalty. So
yeah, it's not quite as exciting. So the Ancelotti impact at Everton, I think we saw quite a bit of good game management yesterday. He's obviously very experienced. He is tactically was very aware and kind of nullified Newcastle. So I bet it's make or break now for Everton. They've spent a lot of money on their squad, which we covered a listener's question a few months back around. Do they go under the radar in terms of how much criticism they get? It's make or break now because there's no hiding. You've signed one of the best you've signed the best manager you could get. They could not have got a better manager than Ancelotti. They've got the expensive squad around it. They obviously give him 1-2 seasons. You got to give him a transfer window or two, but there's no hiding from it now. If he can't do it and has the investment that they've previously seen, time's up.
I think part of the reason behind Everton's sort of revival since Ancelotti came in is because it is Carlo Ancelotti. Like, if you're there as an Everton player, you must be thinking, how the fuck have the board done this? How have they got him to come here when we were in, like 15th or something when he took over? 16th maybe? It's just absolutely ridiculous. Oh, well, I suppose Duncan Ferguson did get them some good results, so they may have been higher than that. But still, it's sort of like he literally just got Napoli to the Champions League group through the group stage. How on earth have we got him?
The man's won Champions League. Yeah. And won league in Syria, Bundesliga, Liga, and it's sort of like Spain and England. He's won it all around.
Yeah. And you just sort of think it's so. It must be so uplifting as a player to see someone like that come in, and you think, oh yeah, I've got to really sort out. Like Moise Kean looks like completely different. I think he's made one sub and one start appearance, but he looks lively. He looks like this player that everyone thought he was going to be from Juventus. It's great to see it. It's great to see it, and it's great to have Carlo Ancelotti back in the Premier League as well. So
And to be fair, we talked about how Everton could be in real trouble before this December run-in because they had all the big sides, but they've actually done really well in that time. And I mean, 3 different managers have taken control. I mean, one being caretaker, but we thought they would be could be bottom 3 if it all went against them. But no, they've done that actually really well in it was last month, even though it's not gone quite according to plan.
Yeah, it's good. Right, moving on then, if you don't mind. Southampton, Crystal Palace play each other. Yes. Southampton having a mini turnaround. Would you say?
Yeah, definitely. This is a clue here, Dave. In the Stern John derby.
Oh, nice. Is he in the list, Stern John?
Yes, he is.
Yes,
Dave, yeah.
Good. I'll take him down. There we go.
Trinidad and Tobago, 70 goals. He's got to be like a hero in Trinidad and Tobago.
Dwight York, is he on the list?
No, Dave. You lashed on Trinidad and Tobago.
But Dwight York was so much better than Stern John.
Yeah, but the thing is, I imagine Dwight York didn't, because don't the Caribbean countries play internationals at weird times? So Dwight York would be like, no, I'm playing for United here. So where Stern John would have been playing for Palace or Southampton in the lower leagues, going, yes, please.
Yeah, that's true. So Southampton obviously getting a very good result at Chelsea in midweek. 2-0 away win at Chelsea, which was very nice. And Crystal Palace beating West Ham 2-1 at home. So both teams looking to come into this to carry on a good run. And, well, it finished 1-1. So
it did, yeah. I mean, Southampton now 4 points above the relegation zone. It has been a nice revival, and I think it helped that I had a little break, little kind of rest and recuperation just before this, and they've really got themselves back at it, and it's good to see. It's nice to see a side kind of coming on, and Danny Ings has been at the forefront of that, hasn't he? Really, and scoring a lot of their goals, and he grabbed a goal yesterday, I think.
He did, yeah. He got the equaliser with about 15 minutes to go. So.
Oh yeah. He's kind of like this is a bit of a stretch, but he's kind of a very poor man's Karim Benzema. He just kind of he's always there, but he's
stretch, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. He just finds himself in the right place at the right time. He's quite good on the ball. He's just quite all round centre forward. Nothing's outstanding with him, but nothing's actually weak in his play. He's just probably underappreciated, really. Well, not by Southampton fans now, but yeah, it's a shame it didn't work out for him at Liverpool.
It's that, yeah. He's one of those strikers, and he's clearly very, very talented at putting the ball in the back of the net. But you've always got the niggly thing in the back of your head. When's the next injury? That's all you got to think. I think players get, right or wrongly, no matter how good they are, they get judged by that, and it takes away from what they've achieved, sort of thing. But yeah, I mean, well, Palace still doing well.
Yeah, we had another armpit offside in this match, didn't we? In the build-up, we had the Zaha being ever so slightly offside. But we talk about a couple of these sides' goals in their previous matches. So we obviously had the Southampton goal against Chelsea, the lovely team goal, and also the Jordan Ayew individual dribble against West Ham, which were two of the highlights of the midweek.
The Southampton goal was absolutely incredible. Like, I watched it on the highlights on the Southampton YouTube page, official YouTube page, and I thought they would have done the little counter in the bottom corner with passes, and then I was hoping that I'd come into this and be able to tell you how many passes were there, but I have no idea. It was just a lovely, lovely team goal. Absolutely brilliant. I loved it. Yeah. Loved it.
Yeah. No, yeah. I mean, I prefer the individual dribble. Obviously, we have a different lust for goals, but yeah, it's both. I mean, it's a fair draw yesterday. Actually, I think both sides have been performing well, and I think you'll see a lot more draws. I reckon the New Year's Day stuff will be a few draws because the sides get a bit fatigued over this period. But Southampton have Spurs next, and Palace are away at Norwich. So, I mean, hopefully Southampton don't get anything from that.
Two wins win for Southampton and a win for Palace, I reckon.
Oh dear. Yeah. All right, we'll move on to the Ashley Young derby, shall we?
Yeah. Villa, come on, sort it out.
Do you reckon they're the fans are the most gutted of all the fans in this round of games? Because
yes,
losing 3-0 away at a relegation rival after being a man up and it was 1-0 down, but a man up for like 30 minutes, and then it all went absolutely tits up.
So one of the guys who's in my predictions league that I do with the guys in London is a Villa fan and went to this game and was in the Watford end. So imagine
that. No.
But yeah.
So Watford early, obviously at midweek, drew with Sheffield United. Villa somehow managed to beat Norwich. But I'd say a couple of things in this match. I'd say a very harsh red card. He didn't touch. I know it's not about the touch, it's about the intent, but I think Grealish really kind of won that second foul there against Mariappa. But also, incredibly stupid penalty to give away.
Yeah, I mean, Villa look a dejected team. Like, they're not playing brilliantly. Everything's going against them. They're sort of running out of luck, or they're not having any luck. Even is it Ordini's first goal? Heaton jumps over the ball. It's just so frustrating to see those sort of things happen. But it's hard to say anything really. I mean, Nigel Pearson doing wonders. I mean, you can't take it away from him. And
obviously they're out with John McGinn's got a fractured ankle now, so he's out.
Yeah, that's a big loss. Yeah, that's a big loss.
He's been one of their best players, and and Wesley just is. I didn't think Wesley was. I didn't think he was going to get any goals at all, and he got. Did he get? I can't remember. Did he get a hat trick or something like that? He got a couple, and I was like, okay, right, maybe, but I really don't think he's up to scratch. But they spent big money on a striker. I don't think they can go again and spend big money again. I think they've just got to. The only thing they could twist now would be a manager, I think.
Yeah, but he's just recently signed a new contract. I know we were talking about it earlier, but I think it was a 4-year contract. Yeah, sorry, I'm just reading it on the BBC now. 4-year contract only in November. So last month he signed a new 4-year contract. So it's going to be, a big payout to get rid of him.
That seems misguided.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of is there a striker like on loan from another Premier League club they could get, but it's not really.
Get Benteke back in the old Villa shirt.
Where is Benteke? Oh, Palace, isn't he?
Palace,
yeah, could do. Yeah, see if it
but what about Watford? Pearson is seemingly what Watford needed, right back amongst it now.
Yeah, well, it's he's doing wonders. He's doing very, very well. He's got them into a somewhat safer area, still in the relegation zone.
Because obviously had a fantastic win on against United, didn't they, Dave?
Shut up. Yeah.
Did you watch it?
Do you know what I did? I watched it in Borneo. Yeah.
How was it?
It was dreadful. It was dreadful. It ruined the holiday, if anything. Do you know what as well? Because I watched that and then couldn't watch Man United Newcastle. So fuck me, did I get those two the wrong way round?
Yep.
So yeah. But yeah, no, he is doing very well. Nigel Pearson is doing very well. It looks like it was maybe a character thing. They just needed a manager to come in and give him either a kick up the arse or a arm round the shoulder or something like that, whatever Nigel Pearson does. I imagine he's more of a kick up the arse sort of manager. But
Nigel Pearson battling relegation is seemingly a very good manager. So it'd be interesting to see if they can get out of it, because they put themselves right back amongst it. And up next, then Watford at home to Wolves, which would be a very interesting match, and Burnley v Villa. So Villa away at Burnley. So I'll be amazed, honestly. He may have signed a new contract, but I'll be amazed if Villa don't twist, because Premier League
Dean Smith.
Mistake,
yeah, get rid of him.
Because he was one of the ones where you looked at the start of the season and go, somewhat fortuitous to be a Premier League manager. I'd say he's not exactly going to be getting Premier League job after this. Whereas
True.
I could see Chris Wilder getting another Premier League job.
That's because he's doing well.
Yeah, because he's a good manager.
Yeah. So, very true. Okay, so on to the next game, Norwich-Tottenham, the Harry Kane derby, isn't it?
Gary Doherty, I went for him.
Oh, Gary Doherty, okay. A penalty bailed you out, so...
Oh, we're so weak defensively, it's quite ridiculous. I remember times when Spurs had one of the best...
Mourinho's done.
Yeah?
He's wasted, he's not going to help you, yeah.
Is he? Oh, no. We're so weak defensively, and we lined up quite attacking in this game. Mainly because of suspensions, Winks and Sissoko suspended. But we have so little pace in the side as well, so we didn't really click going forwards, and we're lucky not to be 2-0 down, because obviously there was the armpit offside again for Pukki. But we played a lot better second half. We played really well second half, actually. But I mean, Norwich managed to score a goal without having a shot on target, thanks to, Davinson Sanchez stepping out of defence, Alderweireld tackling Pukki, and then in off Orio's shin. So we're pretty unlucky, to be fair. We had made 2 mistakes all game, like proper mistakes, Foyt's and that goal, and both ended up in goals. Not normally do mistakes like that get punished by goals. So, but we didn't score from open play. Scored a free kick and a penalty. It's not going very well at the moment. If we shored up defensively, we've got the firepower to get goals, because we can't be conceding 1s and 2s each game, because it makes it so much harder. And obviously we went behind against Brighton. We obviously went behind here. We need to. It's like, I remember when England went out of the World Cup, we didn't spend any minute ahead, and it's like, as soon as you get your nose in front and you have a defensive solid base, it can be game over. And that's what Mourinho wants. That's what Mourinho strives for, and we just haven't got that moment. And I'll be intrigued to see what happens in January. Hopefully we get some fullbacks in, or mainly defensive midfielders, what I'd crave, and a right back. Yeah, I take it.
Wow. Okay. He's got a bigger turning circle than me, so.
Yeah, but Eric Dyer has also got a massive turning circle.
Yeah,
there's other players you don't even want to mention. But no, Norwich obviously I've not changing the way they play. They keep playing, and that got them caught out. The penalty was conceded because they were pushing for another goal for some reason, being 2-1 up. They could easily have just kept back, but they got themselves caught in a counter attack, and Kane went down. Well, for our free kick. Now, there must be some rule I'm not missing. I'm not the best on all the rules, but Jamal Lewis dives across and puts his hand up and blocks the ball going to Kane, who's through on goal. That seems to me that should have been a red card. It may be something along the lines of Kane didn't have control of the ball or something like that, but if he stopped Kane getting the ball through on goal with his hand on purpose, it doesn't seem like it seems like it should have been a red for me. But hey, we are. We should have been beating bottom of the table Norwich, but we didn't.
Yeah. Good summary, that last sentence, yeah.
Yeah. So up next, obviously we mentioned Norwich v Palace and Southampton Spurs. So that's the New Year's Day festivities, and we'll see how that goes. But yeah, not the worst. Obviously Spurs had already beaten Brighton, but Norwich had lost at Villa, so Norwich will be. It doesn't look great for them. They will not be sacking their manager. They're just going to be carrying on regardless.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll get what they can get. But
I think Tottenham are in a very similar situation to us, as in Man United, in terms that we're just really happy that Chelsea seem to really don't want to get the Champions League, which is good. Obviously, they play Arsenal today as we're recording this, so we're both supporting Arsenal as well, which is a sort of a weird. I assume we are anyway. We prefer Arsenal to get the win.
I'll go for the draw first.
Okay. Yeah.
But maybe Chelsea. Arsenal draw Chelsea would be my order of events. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Fair enough. So, all right then. Fair enough. On to, as we've already touched on, Pellegrini's last game in charge.
Yeah, and obviously previously West Ham lost to Palace and Leicester had a heavy defeat to Liverpool. But this was 9 changes to Leicester side, and they still managed to get themselves an away win. That's really not bad. But and then I must admit, when watching the highlights, I was like, oh god, Roberto's in goal. No, it was Fabianski giving away a penalty, but then managed to save it because for some reason Damari Gray was on penalty duty. That would never be my choice, but obviously it was a much changed side. I'm sure a lot of. The problem is that Fabianski is now back in goal, so he is literally, his injury has very much assisted Pellegrini's sacking, because if Pellegrini had Fabianski in goal for all of his the time he was out, it'd been a very different league position. Would be very different now because Roberto massively contributed.
Yeah, I think I'd agree.
But there's a lot of. Was it John Barnes was Celtic manager when Henrik Larsson got his massive knee injury?
Yeah,
and all could have been very different from there because their form dwindled. John Barnes got the sack and never really went back fully into management. I mean, if he won the league and had a fit Henry Larsson, who knows? John Barnes may have had a different managerial career. So yeah, it's out of your hands as a manager, but yeah, it's how you deal with those issues. But Leicester, some nice goals. Obviously, with Jamie Vardy missing because his wife had just had a baby.
Yeah.
Celebration.
It's Rebecca Vardy.
It's a girl.
He should have done that.
Yeah. Should have done it.
Anyway. So he was missing. I know you said Demarai Gray missed the penalty. You didn't just say it; it actually happened. But he looked lively. He looked good. He looked like the Demarai Gray of sort of last year when he was getting a few run-outs and stuff like that. And
he's a quick player. He's good with ball to feet. But yeah, end product is often missing. But obviously grabbed a goal here after his missed penalty. Yeah, grabbed a winner.
He's a player that I really want to see do well because I've always liked him. Demarai Gray.
Yeah, I just can't see him.
No.
Well, I can't see Leicester. I think they've kind of got most of the positions sealed up. But yeah, if he can keep making impacts when he comes on or gets a chance, then it's all positive. For West Ham, 4 hours. Obviously, gets it must be his first goal. I loved his celebration. He seemed very happy. Did the cross, the iron cross, whatever West Ham fans call it. He looked very excited, but. That was all too little for to save Pellegrini's job in the Andy Impey derby, by the way.
Andy Impey, wow, okay.
Yeah. But no, it'll be interesting to see because obviously West Ham have Bournemouth next, and Leicester away at Newcastle. So I think that'll be 2 interesting games on New Year's Day, actually.
Yeah, I think it will be. And then on to the final game, the last game, which I got up to watch at 3:15 in the morning. And I will admit, quarter to 4 in the morning today. I will admit, half an hour in, I was contemplating what I was doing with my life. And then it all turned all right. So
then Martial stepped up, yeah.
Yeah, or more Charlie Taylor forgot how to stand up, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it was a good. Sorry, what's the derby? What are you going for?
Phil Bardsley.
Phil Bardsley, yeah. So there's a few I think you could have used. This one potentially. But yeah, it was a good to get back-to-back wins, an away win, a clean sheet. Great save by David De Gea from mentioned Phil Bardsley there. Great save from David De Gea from him. It's 14 games, I think it was, without a clean sheet, and we managed to not make it 15. So
yeah, there was a stat that popped up on the screen in the Spurs Norwich match, and like least Premier League clean sheets this year or season, and it was, as well as Norwich, there were Spurs, Arsenal, and Man United in there. That is a hell of a list, isn't it?
Yeah. So I mean, Martial took his goal really, really well. Obviously, it was the error from Charlie Taylor at the back, which gave it to Pereira, and Pereira did have a good game. He did play well. Yeah, he did play well. I still don't really rate him. I still don't think he's going to be all that. I still want him to be not necessarily replaced, but I want him to be relegated to more of a squad player, and we buy a new central midfielder in so that he doesn't ever have to start a game ever again. But yeah, it was good. It was nice. It was good to see. I think it's still a bit. We've only got a plan A, and we don't really know how to do anything else other than counter. But it was good. I mean, Martial probably should have had another goal, but he dallied on the ball and then laid it back to Lingard, who took an extra touch when he didn't need to. Rashford managed to somehow tackle the ground and score after going past around the goalkeeper. Have you seen that goal? It was brilliant.
No, I haven't. No.
Fantastic counter attack. Rashford goes through 1-on-1, goes round Pope, and then he clearly just stumbles a little bit, but he looks like he kicks the floor as if he was going to do like a slide tackle, and then puts the ball in the net with it. It's very strange. But yeah, 2-0. Very nice. Takes us up the table, only 1 point off 4th as it stands at the moment. And part of me is like, why do we have to play well now? Because then the Glaziers and Woodward might be like, well, you don't need any players. Look how well everyone's playing right now.
Papering over cracks.
Yeah. But it's It's good. Obviously, it's good. It's great to win. I always want my team to win. Burnley did okay. I think one shot on target. I think they had. I think you're an XG man. So if you could let me know that if you've got the stat to hand for Burnley. Yeah. It didn't seem like they created a lot. Rashford hit the post. Martial scored another goal. It was just ruled out. Didn't even go to VAR, which I thought was quite interesting. Because I don't think there was
0.4 XG. By the way,
yeah. 0.4. So what did we have?
2.1.
Yeah, so a pretty fair result then, yeah. So if you go the XG, but it was good, yeah.
Did you see, probably about a week ago, I saw there's stats going around about the win percentage when your side dominates possession, so has the majority of possession?
Yeah, I have, yeah.
You see, Man United, they had the 50% or more possession in 12 matches at this point of the season. This was only a week ago, so it must have been, yeah. And they had only won one of those matches.
Yeah. Because this is the stat I saw on Twitter was this is only the third time it's happened, and the other two were Newcastle last week, where we had more possession and won, and I can't remember the first time it happened. Probably Chelsea, first game of the season, maybe.
Yeah, mate. I don't know. It seemed like that was a bit of a bit of a smash and grab, that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. It does show that it does add credence to the only way to win for you to win was the counter-attacking nature of it.
Yeah, and that is frustrating. But it was actually very good as well to get back-to-back wins without Paul Pogba there. He's our most creative player, and we do miss him. He came on in the. Did he play against Newcastle?
Match.
Yeah, he came on, didn't he?
Yeah.
Did he start? He came on. He came on.
I can't remember. But then he wasn't risked again because obviously he only just come back from a long injury.
Yeah. So, but it's good to see. Tough run of games now though. Tough run of games coming up. Arsenal on New Year's Day, Wolves in the FA Cup, and then Man City in the Carabao Cup semi-final, which I really hope we play a strong team for, because any silverware is much appreciated at this time. Because it's been pretty dire. So.
And obviously, as we mentioned, Burnley have Villa up next, and it's ticking along as usual for Burnley, isn't it? They find themselves reasonably clear of relegation, 24 points in 13th place, and they could have done a lot better yesterday if they could take some chances. Really, as much as Wood and Barnes are effective, they're not 20 goal a season strikers, are they?
No, they're not. So. Credit to Sean Dyche in the second half. He did change it from a 4-4-2 to like a 4-2-3-1, and it caused us a lot of trouble. So maybe he is a bit more tactically astute than I thought.
Yeah, I would have thought the players have been like, "What is going on?
Yeah.
Where am I?"
It did look like he saw that obviously Dwight McNeil's been very good for him this year, and it did look like he wasn't getting on the ball enough. So he moved him centrally. And sorry, apologies if you heard rude barking there. He moved centrally and sorted it out really. And it got him involved in the game more and made them much more threatening. So, but anyway, fixtures for today. Are we having a quick prediction?
Yeah, we have a quick chat. So we have Arsenal, Chelsea, Liverpool, Wolves, and Man City, Sheffield United. Obviously, weird kick. It may be a Sunday, but with your festive period, it doesn't make any sense. Has it got 2 o'clock, 4:30, and a 6 o'clock? A 6 o'clock on a Sunday?
Yeah,
blimey. Give Man City extra rest. So Arsenal, Chelsea. What do you reckon?
I can't remember what I predicted in my prediction league, so I'm going to say 1-1.
Yeah, I think it'll be a draw again. Obviously,
I want Arsenal to win, but 1-1.
Mikel Arteta versus Frank Lampard. I could see a draw as well. Arsenal looked a lot more solid defensively, but Chelsea have been performing pretty well away from home, and should be an interesting match. Liverpool Wolves.
2-0 Liverpool.
Yeah, there's no end to it, is it? It's just an absolute behemoth, just continuing to trundle on. But I think Wolves will do quite well. I think this may be a drop points. I think Wolves will give us a really good go, and obviously Adama Traore in great form, Jimenez scoring lots. So it'll be an interesting match. I think Adama Traore to at least get some kind of goal action, be it assist or a goal.
Okay, all right.
And City, Sheffield United. What does City play for now? Really,
the Champions League.
Yeah, your head as much. It's all about mentality as football, because it's clear there's no real difference between the quality of City and Liverpool sides. They were both going gung-ho for it last year, and they were pretty much even. It's just then City now going for a third title in a row. Liverpool going for that first title. You can see the mentality difference is there, clear to see. With Man City now, the title. I think they all pretty much know the title's out of reach. They've got to try and motivate themselves for what in the league, and I can't see it. I think Sheffield United will probably cause them some trouble, but I think they'll probably have the quality will shine through, but it won't be a vintage City performance.
Yeah, I can't really disagree with you. Yeah, I think City will win, but yeah, I don't think it'll be vintage, as you said. So,
all right then. Okay.
All right, so that's the reviews done and a little bit of a preview. Josh, you know what time it is, don't you?
Hit me.
I got a wiki file. Here comes a wiki file. I got a wiki file for you. Hey, right, I've sent you one, Josh.
Oh, Dave.
And I thought they've been a bit easy recently, so I pulled this one out of the bag. You may get it quite quickly, but I don't know. But say what you see, and if you see it, say it.
Okay, so we have a player starting his professional career at Hayes, 95-97, and 50 appearances, 16 goals, but then gets his bigger move to Wolves, but he doesn't manage to appear at all for Wolves, but goes on loan a couple of times. Torquay into Bristol City, getting kind of 14 appearances for Torquay, 6 goals, 3 appearances Bristol City, 1 goal. Likes Bristol but not City, so he goes to Bristol Rovers then. A couple of seasons at Bristol Rovers, 78 appearances, 38 goals. Now works his way back up in the league, so he can have 4 years at West Brom, 91 appearances, 25 goals. With a loan spell at Portsmouth, 10 appearances, 1 goal. We then move a little bit further north up to Wigan, 93 appearances, 37 goals. We're really staying around the kind of Lancashire area now. Blackburn Rovers, 134 appearances, 24 goals. Then comes back down south, finishing in the 2012-2014 seasons. Reading with 28 appearances, 6 goals. And now I don't know who this is.
Ooh, okay.
Can you clarify where his Premier League football came in, Dave?
His Premier League football was Blackburn, Wigan, and West Brom.
Blackburn, Wigan, West Brom. And now I'm going to go. This is a striker.
Correct. It is a striker. West Brom. I'm pretty sure it's West Brom, but I'm definitely sure it's Wigan and Blackburn Rovers.
Wigan and Blackburn Rovers.
I remember him more weirdly scoring for Wigan than I do Blackburn.
Scoring for Wigan. Okay, now imagine this is starting his career at Hayes. I'm going to go for English.
Nope. Wow. Yes.
Okay, what we got? Hit me with your international stuff then, Dave. What we got?
International is Granada.
Granada?
Yes, and he had a 10-year career, but very similar to Dwight York. I imagine he picks and chooses when he played.
Oh, man, I should get this.
He played 12 times in 10 years for Granada, but was a Premier League striker for a very long time, and he scored 8 goals.
Oh man, I should be getting this, but I can't think who it is. Oh man,
he is also, I think, in a wiki file first, an MBE.
MBE?
Yeah.
What's he? Services to what?
Services to sport, as part of the Commonwealth, so through Granada.
Okay. Oh man.
And he has a sporting family. His uncles include Cyril Regis, Dave Regis and Otis Roberts, who are all professional footballers, and a former Olympic sprinter in John Regis.
Cyril Regis, John Regis. Oh my goodness. No, I can't. I haven't got it, Dave. This is Jason. Give me the initials.
Jason
Roberts.
Jason Roberts. So.
Oh man, where do I remember Jason Roberts? Yeah, probably at Wigan actually.
Yeah.
I think I remember him. Yeah, he was a decent striker actually. Yeah.
He wasn't too. I thought his record would have been a little bit better than 1 in 5, roughly. But
yeah, where does that fall down? That falls down. His early career doesn't help that, does it?
Yeah. Well, Blackburn Rovers, 134, 24 goals, 134 doesn't help.
Yeah.
But retired from Reading due to persistent injuries. So.
Yeah. I mean, he very much relied on physicality as well, didn't he? He was a very strong, powerful guy. So it wasn't like, I think if injuries take his toll, it diminishes his game somewhat. But yeah, decent striker, and yeah, he wasn't ever I mean, he could have obviously dropped down the leagues and scored a lot more goals, but no, yeah, decent player.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you know how I found him? I was watching Premier League years. It was lovely.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, 2010 it was actually. It was amazing because it was the year that Man United won the league, and it was the year I got married. It was 2010, 2011, and it was the Champions League final that I had on at my wedding, where I woke up.
You got married in 2011, didn't you?
Yeah, so it's the 2010-2011 season.
Yeah.
And I woke up and I was like, "What was the score?" And my wife of a day.
You got sad all over again.
My wife of a day had to tell me that we lost. So. Because it wasn't actually the party. It was the party, not the wedding. Do you remember that when we had to split it over 2 days?
Yeah, I do remember. Yeah.
Great times. So,
all right.
Yeah. Well, there you go. Jason Roberts flummoxed you.
Did, and I feel like I should have done better there. I think it's tough.
Yeah. I think it's tough until you say Granada, but then because 12 appearances for Granada, it's not very vocalised, is it? It's not announced.
No, but there's only a few players who have played for the kind of the smaller nations like that. It should have been. Yeah, I am kicking myself for not getting that.
But there you go.
Sure, a lot of listeners would have done. Yeah. Right, let's go back to see you struggle on air, Dave.
Oh no.
Right, so we're going back to the quiz. This is where I challenge Dave to name as many international footballers who've played Premier League football and also scored more than 50 goals for their national side. So Dave, obviously, to clarify that, Dave is named, so Cristiano Ronaldo played in the Premier League for Manchester United, has scored 99 goals for Portugal. Stern John, 70 goals for Trinidad and Tobago, also played for Southampton. Robbie Keane, 68 goals, and so on and so forth. So he's named Ronaldo, John, Keane, Drogba, Ibrahimovic, Rooney, Jean, Henry, Cahill, Okazaki, and Van Persie. He has got 3, 4, 5, is it 9, 10 left? Yeah, let's go, Dave. Who's on your list?
I've gone Mo Salah, but I reckon he must be short. He can't be too far off, but okay.
I'll find where he is.
I am really struggling with this.
Right, let's keep the clues going then. So,
yeah.
Haven't yet named the Turkish striker. You have got a Danish striker who played for Newcastle.
Patrick Kluivert.
A Danish striker.
Oh, Danish striker. Sorry. Oh my God, a Danish striker.
Either a double-barreled first name or a double-barreled surname. Don't know which way it is.
John Dahl Thomason.
Yes.
It was double-barreled first name, wasn't it? John Dahl Thomason.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Okay, a Mexican striker.
Javier Hernandez.
Yes. A Belgian striker, the only one who's played less than 100 games.
Lukaku.
Yes. A Cameroonian striker.
Samuel Eto'o.
Yes, played for Chelsea and Everton. Now, I have 2 Americans here now.
Clint Dempsey.
Yes.
Is he American or is he Canadian? Thomas Rosinsky.
No, this is the most famous American of all time. This is the guy who...
Landon Donovan.
Yeah. The trailblazer in the loans from the MLS to...
Yeah, Everton.
Yeah. Yeah, a Bosnian and Herzegovinian.
Edin Dzeko.
And a Uruguayan.
Luis Suarez.
Let's go back to this Turkish striker.
Who is this Turkish guy?
This is peak Turkey. This is when they finished 3rd in the World Cup. Turkey. This is had Hasan Sash. You had Emre Belözoğlu in midfield.
Yeah.
Probably 2 guy may have been in midfield as well. There would have been Ildiray Baştürk would have been in there.
Oh my God!
Household names.
They are. I assume this striker is household name. It just didn't work. Just didn't work for him in the Premier League.
Household name. Galatasaray fans will be like, "Hey, it's
Suka.
Oh man, Hakan Suka."
When did he play in the Premier League? I do not remember that.
I told you he played the 02-03 season. 9 games for Blackburn Rovers, 2 goals. Pathetic.
Yeah, man.
He had three different stints for Galatasaray.
Wow.
So Galatasaray, I know, I'm going to try it in Italy. 5 appearances, 1 goal. Okay, I'm not good in Italy. Let's go back to Turkey. 108 goals and 150 appearances. Right. Let's try Italy again. 5 goals in 24 games for Inter Milan. 3 goals in 15 appearances for Parma. Okay, I'm not good in Italy. Let's go to England. 2 goals in 9 appearances in England for Blackburn. No, I'm going to go back to Turkey again, 55 goals and 140 experiences. Basically, he scored 260 league goals in his career in 540 games, but he scored over 200 of those goals. Well, yeah, he scored outside of Turkey. He scored 1, 6, 9, 11 goals.
Ridiculous. That is ridiculous.
He tried.
He did try. He did try, bless him. Well,
yeah, 51 goals for Turkey, 112 appearances.
A good quiz, Joshua. A very tough quiz. A very tough quiz. Yeah. Yeah, they're fluctuating, your quizzes. That's what I'll describe them as. I either get them or I struggle. So
he was signed by former Galatasaray manager Graham Souness, of course.
Of course he was. All right then. Well, that's the end, I think.
Well, I've got one more bit of business.
No, you don't need to worry about that. You don't need to worry
quickly touch on the Super Six. So this last round has gone on. Kyle Bold-Stevenson with 16 points. Boom. I only managed a meagre 2 points, which is 2 more than Dave, but Dave didn't actually play, so I'm not sure he did worse there. And in this season, Dave, you're up to 6th place.
Out of?
8.
Yes! Is that my highest ever ranking?
Yes, it is, yeah, massive ranker.
Love
I'm second. Tom Hennigan is in 1st place. I've got 36 points before I can reach his level. But yeah, going well. Keep going, everybody. Remember, put your predictions in each week, because that is how you get points, Dave.
Yeah. How far am I off you?
Oh, how far are you off me? You are a mere... just under 100 points. 99 points.
I'm gonna make that back up. Second half of the season.
In a week.
Yeah, in a week. Second half of the season. Okay, well, thank you for that very depressing update on behalf of me. That was not fun to hear, but I will try and remember to do them. It's just hard to hear because I can't access the Sky Sports website without going through a VPN, and that takes effort of clicking my mouse 2 or 3 times, and I'm very lazy. But yes, I will try and get round to do it. But that is going to end the podcast for this week. So thank you so much for listening, everybody. You can find us on all the usual socials. We are on Twitter @FootballTalk. But remember...
There's no A in football.
There's no A in football. Some bastard nicked it and didn't give it back. You can find us on YouTube, which was our original home and where this all started. Just search for Football Talk or Michael Ballsack. You can find us on Spotify and SoundCloud. Just search for Football Talk and with a nice green logo. If you want some Football Talk merch, leave a comment on the video on YouTube and we'll see what we can do. Thank you so much for listening. It's goodbye from me and from Josh.
Goodbye.